Okay, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS, and salutations and peace and blessings to your whole elect of the children of Israel, the fellow laborers that's on the highways and the byways of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. That's out prophesying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Israelite foreigners as well that's scattered amongst the heathen nations around the four corners of the earth, but are Israelites through their father's side, and you Aquath as well, that's humbling yourself to escape this impending doom that's to come. Peace and shalom. All right, so let me just get straight to it. Prophesying, part of prophecy is showing you these things before they happen. We're telling you what's to come before they actually happen. All right, and what's about to happen is the destruction of what they call America, but what we refer to as Babylon or Sodom or in Egypt, and a host of many other names in the Bible that's prophesying the destruction of this place. So let me play the video. I'm gonna come back with a few precepts.
Argument is this: we are not prepared. We do not have the experience. We don't have, as you pointed out at the beginning. The Russians now have much of what they lacked. Are they perfect? Are they 10 feet tall? No, but I would give them a good solid 8 feet at this point compared with ourselves. And we are certainly not 6 feet tall at this point. They're prepared to concentrate great quantities of fire very, very quickly at any number of different locations. And then they can vector units into those areas as necessary to exploit the fire. We're not trained to do that at all. And we are not protected by the massive integrated air defenses that the Russians utilize.
You hear that? He's saying now that Russians is prepared to shoot fire in any direction. They're willing to deal, they're prepared right now to deal with anything that's they're going to be confronted with. And this is just the will of Yahweh, man. This is just he's behind Russia becoming great, and they're getting stronger as each day passes. They're getting stronger. The scripture referred to him as a guard. Is it the word a guard? Here, let me get that. Shit, I got a guard dog. He's not necessarily a pit bull, or he hasn't been trained to be vicious. He's a friendly dog, but the dogs aren't dumb, man. They know when something's not right. And if I'm walking, or especially in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, I got this dog with me, and he's proven to be a good guard dog. He's proven to me he's an English Mastiff, and this dog would challenge. He would take on anything. He's proven it to me. So I treat him good. He's my partner. All right, so let's just get it. Let's just find out. See what it says about Russia being the guard. It would be a guard unto them. I'm just curious about the word. 38. Gog and Magog. Okay. It says here we go. 38:7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. A guard. Whilst Babylon has been a terror unto the world. A terror. Yahweh Shemashah is raising up, Russia to be a guard. Place of confinement, prison, guard, jail, guard, post, watch, observance, jail, prison, guard, house, guard, post. Act of guarding, observance, act of guarding. It don't really give you nothing. But as I like to do, as you know, as I like to do, how to do that? Where that guardian come from? Here we go. Watch over in order to protect and control. Protect against damage or harm. A person who keeps watch, especially a soldier or other person formally assigned to protect a person or to control access to a place. There you go, a guard. And even though Russia is an Edomite nation as well, you know, he's going to use this Edomite nation to destroy another Edomite nation. Then we're going to destroy, then we're going to take out Gog and Magog. You know? So let me get back to the video.
Utilize. The Russians will not advance at any number of different locations, and then they can vector units into those areas as necessary to exploit the fire. We're not trained to do that at all.
And they're not saying it, and hasn't been mentioned a lot lately. I think really because of still pride that they don't want to really bring out a lot of the numbers on the Russian troops it was last summer when they were speaking of 1.5 million, and that was last summer. Before last summer, they were speaking on 1.5 million. You know, speaking of the reserve and those that are coming in. You know, so fast forward to the damn near a year later, man. I mean, come on. That's the Lord behind Russia. Not saying he's with Russia to deliver them into the kingdom and they're going to live in peace. And no, he's with them. He's with Russia to destroy Babylon.
Not protected by the massive integrated air defenses that the Russians.
And again, while all this is escalating, remember there's another key element that we're going to continue to mention, that this great war is not going to really kick off into that high gear until what? Till that thing comes into play. Until there's a literal economic collapse around the world, and mainly here in Babylon. So anyway, it's the way the Lord is doing it. He's timing things so that it, to where it's going to overwhelm the world and overwhelm mainly here Babylon, man. Overwhelm this place with madness and confusion and a host of other plagues. And man, these are some beautiful times we're living in. Beautiful times, man.
Utilize. The Russians will not advance beyond the limits of their integrated air defenses. They've learned that if you do that, your ground force is at risk of attack from all of these unmanned systems, drones, rocket artillery strikes. So they've been very deliberate, very cautious, very careful how they do business. We have no experience with this. We don't know how to handle those things, and we don't have enough tactical air defense to ensure that our armored forces survive. And we are not widely distributed. So I think.
Don't forget that across all military branches, that Babylon is and recruitment is being hit hard. That they're down thousands and thousands. When normally it's people are lining up to sign up to be a part of, America's great armed forces, man. They bought into that dream that they're fighting for freedom. But now the world is waking up and seeing the true face of this goddamn evil place, man. That this whole time, which we've been saying it this whole time, starting with our apostles and elders, that this place is, man, this is Babylon. This is an evil place. And besides that, not to fail to mention that this place is defiled, man. Defiled? What do you mean by that? It's defiled. This place was built by blood. And I don't need to go into that because there's actual scriptures to back that up. This place is defiled, because it was built upon blood. So let me let it keep going.
This is a tragedy waiting to happen.
A tragedy.
And we should avoid it at all costs.
A tragedy. A tragedy waiting to happen. Total destruction of Babylon. Total destruction of Babylon. Get that out of there. It's a mockery, man. Foreborn, is that the word? Yep, Jeremiah 51:30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned their dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Again, they're too accustomed to riding around in them oil-leaking Harley Davidsons and them overpriced F-150s and too busy smoking their weed and alcoholics, too busy, into feeding their fleshly lust with porn and so on. It's too many comforts, man. Too many barbecues, too much pork chop, too many pepperoni pizzas, and this place is destroyed, man. Totally destroyed. Get that to the video.
Because again, the potential for this to go nuclear is huge. And we don't want to escalate to that level. And we will end up dealing.
But they're going to. It's the angels, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that's working the minds of the kings, man. They have no choice. They have no choice. Like there's from free will. No.
Forces at sea as well as on land and in the air. It could be devastating to us, not just to the Russians, but to us. Someone said that we're going to have to send an additional 300,000 troops to Poland and Romania. Well, if you're going to do that, where are they going to come from? To pull for the National Guard.
Yeah, our entire force is less than 500.
To Poland and Romania. Well, if you're going to do that, where are they going to come from? To pull for the National Guard.
Yeah, our entire force is less than 500,000 total.
So, I mean, what do you, how do you get those things? Are we going to go through a long period of training up? No, we can't afford to do that. So now you're dumping literally tens of thousands of people in uniform who are civilians.
Don't forget, through our apostles and elders, they've always been saying a draft was coming as well. And this man just said, 500,000 total.
Into the laps of commanders in Poland and Romania and potentially the Baltic states, telling them, make something out of them, make it work. It's a prescription for failure.
Hold on. Have forborne. Meaning to stop. Cease, desist, forego, cease to be. Leave undone, forbear. To cease, come to an end. To cease, leave off. Bunch of cowards now, man. Come to an end. So right now, they're just riding high on that pride. Well, we're going to stop America's military. It's the biggest military in the world. $800, $900 billion a year. Right now, they're riding high on pride, but ultimately that pride's going to come to an end as well. That's all they have left is their pride and that, the bullshit they believe, the programming. It's all they have left. This place is done. I hate this place, man. I hate this place. I hate these people. I hate these people with a passion. I hate these people, man. I hate them.
The whole idea should be immediately scrapped. If we strike targets deep inside Russia, then I think the Russians will regard that as a direct and unambiguous declaration of war against them by us. Then I think all bets are off. The Russians will move decisively as discussed on the ground, but they may also attack targets.
And he said all bets will be off. All bets are off. And they're going to do something stupid.
It should be immediately scrapped.
And hold up, let me not fail to mention that. Keep your eye on Israel. You know, that's the key to the actual an escalation in this thing, in this war. So really, we're keeping our eyes on it all.
We strike targets deep inside Russia. Then I think the Russians will regard that as a direct and unambiguous declaration of war against them by us. Then I think all bets are off. The Russians will move decisively as discussed on the ground, but they may also attack targets from Finland all the way to Romania. And they may decide just to go ahead and use tactical nuclear weapons to do it, because they may conclude that they're in a use it or lose it mode.
And remember, as the scripture says, behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. The day cometh that shall burn as an oven. That's rumors of war. There are wars and rumors of wars. There are wars right now being fighting. There's missiles, there's people dropping dead as we speak, man, at this moment. And there's rumors, an escalation of this thing. And everyone's speaking about it. Everyone's talking about an escalation in this war, man. I mean, everyone see it coming. But these dumbass Negroes here. Everyone see it coming, but these dumbasses here, man.
I don't know. And this is the problem, Dan. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
That's why this needs to stop now.
It ain't gonna stop. It can't stop. It can't stop. You know, this is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is the will of the Lord. This is the will of the power of the God who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. This is his will. Read the prayer in itself, man. You gotta understand what comes with the Lord in the Lord's Prayer. You know, it's in the Lord's Prayer itself. It's like, hold up. I wanted to do this real quick. I've never done this one here. Nah, it wasn't. It's not Ezekiel. I was just out of curiosity wondering what it said in the NOT. Her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks, their courage gone. They have become like women, literally. That's literal. The invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. The news is passed from one runner to the next as the messengers hurry to tell the king that his city has been captured. All the escape routes are blocked. The marshes have been set aflame and the army is in panic. This is what the Lord of Heaven's armies, the power of Israel, says. Babylon is like wheat on a threshing floor about to be trampled. In just a little while, her harvest will begin. That's that harvest, man. You know, the end. What's that? I think it's Matthew 13 that speaks on the harvest. When it tells you the harvest is the end of the world. The end, that end of the world, where it's the end of an era. And that era is the end of this stinking ass devil's rule. It's the end. The harvest will begin. And the angels will do the reaping. Tares among the wheat. 11. Tares explain. Let me do it this way. Matthew 13. You see it? I hit harvest stuff and it didn't come up before. There you go. It's 39. The end. Matthew 13 and 36. Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. Okay, it's like it. Okay. Pause for a second. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Ooh, the harvest. That's that harvest it speaks of. This is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the power of Israel, says. Babylon is like a wheat on a threshing floor, about to be trampled. In just a little while, her harvest will begin. Just a little while longer, Akim and Aqua. Just a little while longer. Revelation 18:21, that a mighty angel picked up a boulder the size of a huge millstone. He threw it into the ocean and shouted, just like this, the great city Babylon will be thrown down with violence and will never be found again. The sound of harps, singing, flutes, and trumpets will never be heard in you again. No craftsman and no trade will ever be found in you again. The sound of the mill will never be heard in you again. You can see everything shutting down, but ultimately with violence, that when those nukes hit, it's going to put an end to it all. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. It's saying never again. The happy voices of brides and grooms will never be heard in you again. You know, these adulterous marriages, these adulterous marriages, and all that shit's coming to an end. You know, all these badass monsters born by these adulterous ass men and women, it's all coming to an end. It's all coming to a utter end. For your merchants were the greatest in the world, and you deceived the nations with your sorceries. In your streets flow the blood of the prophets and of God's holy people and of the Most High's holy people, and the blood of people slaughtered all over the world. And now Russia's been raised up to be a guard unto the rest of the world. And the blood of people slaughtered all over the world. And how many bases does the U.S. have? With the U.S. with garrisons, or you can call them garrisons, or you can call them military embassies, and 800 plus. 800 plus. Some say over 900. That's crazy, man. That's mind-boggling. And it was all made this great so that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will destroy it. No other nation. And he's going to use Russia. Thus, with violence, close with this last scripture here. It says this, Isaiah 13 and 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And we don't need to go into how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. You know, it rained fire and brimstone. It rained fire and brimstone. That's Genesis 19. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. But that's not what I wanted, though. I think it's 19. Yep. The doom of Sodom. And you know the foul acts of the residents, the people in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. How they wanted to pop the angels, man. Genesis 19:23, the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city and that which grew upon the ground. He destroyed it all. Let's do this. 23. Lot reached the village just as the sun was rising over the horizon. Then the Lord rained down fire and burning sulfur from the sky on Sodom and Gomorrah. He utterly destroyed them along with the other cities and villages of the plain, wiping out all the people and every bit of vegetation. Now, this is the same ending of Babylon, America. The same ending. To burn by fire, man. To burn by fire. So let me finish this here, then I'll close. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and it shall never be inhabited. And it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. It's saying the same thing as Revelation. Never again. What's it saying? Never. That's the NLT version, though. Never. It will never. Kept saying, will never be. Will never be. It's the end of these devils, man. And it's something to be happy about. You know? You should be excited. It shouldn't. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. And this is going to be for eternity and eternity, forever You know, this is for all for the wild beasts, the desert, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. This is it. It's the countdown. It's the final. I think that's the words. Final countdown. Old heavy metal rock and roll song from the 80s. It's the final countdown. Never really liked the song. Never really listened to the damn song either, but it came to mind for some reason. Babylon's done, man. Shalom.